Hey there, it's Coach Sarah, and it is time for our Thursday night group coaching call. And what I wanted to talk about tonight were my top tips to help you bust out of your rut. If you're finding yourself stuck in a fitness or nutrition rut, spinning your wheels, frustrated, maybe not headed where you want to go. So grab a piece of paper and a pen because I want to share these tips with you because they're definitely things that you can apply to any goal if you're finding yourself stuck. But again, we're specifically speaking to those fitness or nutrition goals that you think that you might be spinning your wheels with, or maybe not where you want to be. So the first thing that I want you to focus in on, if you are in that place where you're feeling yourself stuck in a rut, is I want you to stop looking for magic bullets and doing things that can't be sustained. Because oftentimes if we're finding ourselves in a cycle of lather, rinsing, and repeating ourselves through the same 10 or 15 pounds over and over again, it could be because we're doing unsustainable methods to get there. So are you doing something that's sustainable, or are you doing something that is unsustainable? And if you are working in the unsustainable category, let's work on getting you doing something that's more sustainable. The second reason and the second way that we can get you busting out of a fitness or nutrition rut is start using a squirt gun instead of a fire hose when it comes to your goals. And what do I mean by that? Well, you know that there's many little facets or many little parts that go into us achieving a goal, right? Well, oftentimes, like for instance, if we want to get healthier or more fit, we know that it's going to require us getting active or going to the gym or getting a workout in. It's going to require us potentially cleaning up our diet and maybe eating a little bit better. It might require some other habit changes, maybe with our water or our sleep or our recovery. But when we go in with this approach, more like a fire hose, we can oftentimes try to tackle all of those things all at one time, instead of going in with more of a squirt gun approach, which is going to allow us to tackle maybe one thing at a time. And the science actually shows us that this one thing at a time approach is really successful when it comes to mastering and tackling these habit changes, to the tune of actually 85% success rate if you tackle one behavior change at a time. So squirt gun approach versus a fire hose is going to be that second way that we can bust ourselves out of that rut. The third is going to be showing up like the person that you want to become. And what do I mean by that? Well, oftentimes we can be, we really want to become this person who's healthier or this person who's more fit. But then you have to stop and ask yourself, am I showing up every day like the person who is more fit or the person who does eat healthier? Because here's the thing, you're not going to wish your way to that life. You have to start living it, right? You have to start walking it out. So how does a person who gets healthier show up? How does a person who eats healthier show up? How does a person who gets fit show up? And start showing up like that. Start making room in your schedule for the activities that are going to be required of a person who shows up like that. Start carving out time in your schedule for the things that are required and show up like that person, and you will inevitably bust yourself free from the rut and start becoming that person that you know you are destined to become. The fourth and final thing, and I'm going to keep tonight really quick and short, is shift your focus off of the outcome and keep it laser focused on the habits. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. Do you have a weight loss goal by chance? Maybe even if it's 5 pounds. Are you focused on the scale, or are you focused on the habits necessary to make the scale move? Chances are that you're probably focused on the former. I was that person too. I'd have a goal in mind and I'd focus on the scale. I'd hop on and off the scale. And why not put that energy into the habits necessary to get that scale to do what you want it to do? Whether it's gaining muscle, whether it's losing fat, focus on the habits necessary to make the scale do what you want it to do. So if that requires you showing up with more consistency in your activity, great, do that. If it means that you need to show up more consistently with your water intake, do that. If it means that you need to show up more consistently with your bedtime routine, do that. Whatever that looks like, put your energy and your focus into the habits rather than on the outcome. And if you can do those 4 things, you're going to bust free from your rut and you're going to start heading towards your goals. I guarantee it. So just to recap those 4 things for you. 1, stop doing unsustainable habits. Friends, the big 5, if you were in the first round of the big 5, you know that the big 5 is completely focused on the basics. And we're going to be kicking off that next round, remember, on Monday the 17th. So if you want in, just message me. You know how to find me. We'll get you involved. It's completely free. And if you're already a part of the group coaching, it's already included. So just make sure you let me know that you want in and I will get you in. The second thing, use a squirt gun and not a fire hose. A squirt gun is easier to handle. A squirt gun you can hold in your hand. You can manage and manipulate a squirt gun. It's pretty hard to handle a fire hose, especially by yourself. So what does that mean? That means only try to tackle one behavior at a time. Only try to manage one habit at a time. Don't try to tackle all the things at once. The third thing, start showing up like the person you want to become. Friend, if you want to get more fit, ask yourself, how does that person show up? How does that version of me show up if they can't get it wrong? If that healthy version of you couldn't get it wrong, how would they show up tomorrow? How would you wake up? What would your day look like? Map it out. And the fourth and final thing, if you want to bust free from your rut and you want to head toward your goals, you have to shift your focus off the outcome and really laser focus in on the behaviors necessary to get you there. We are going to be kicking off those 30 days again on Monday to help you do exactly that. That's what the Big 5 is all about, is to shift the focus off the stuff that doesn't matter, to shift the focus onto the things that do, and to put you in an environment where you're supported, where you have accountability, where you have a team of people who are rooting for you every day to show up like that person you want to become. So are you in? Because if you're in, we have room for you. The only thing that's required to participate in this 30 days of accountability is a desire to be better. And if you have a desire to be better, we want you in. So, are you in? Because let's get rolling and message me. Let me know that you want into this. If you have a friend or a family member or a coworker who need the same accountability that you do and are ready, let's get them going too. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Get those 4 things locked down. You're going to bust free from your rut in no time. Join us. We're going to be starting Monday. We want you in this 30 days of accountability because I know how life-changing it can be when you start stepping into your potential with your health and start stepping away from your excuses of why not, to really own your potential. So I hope you have a great night. It is Coach Sarah. As always, it is my pleasure to be with you. I love you all. Have a great night. Keep living your best life, friends.